have company on the couch. Oh, I love you guys. So we just finished doing school, and I thought we would hang out on the couch just for a little bit. I took my foot out of the boot, and we are just resting it right now. So at this point,
her foot looks great.
It looks a lot better than what it did.
Yeah, it still looks like a miniature balloon, but it's getting better.
Yeah, but it also looks pretty white.
Okay, so I thought maybe we could do a fun little activity that we sometimes do here, and it's called Fortunately, Unfortunately. And see if we can get some laughs, because I just feel like the video, all I'm getting is just me talking, and there hasn't been a lot of family activity going on. So I thought this would be a fun activity that we can teach all of you out there. So this game is called Fortunately, Unfortunately. And what we do is we start off with a story and we alternate. So I start the story, and then once it goes to Lincoln, we'll say, you'll do fortunately, okay?
So you're gonna do unfortunately.
I'm gonna start the story, and when I stop, yours is gonna be fortunately. Then Kenya, once Lincoln stops, adds to the story by starting out by saying, unfortunately. And then when she stops, it comes back around to me, and then I'll start out adding to the story by saying fortunately, and we'll keep going that way. Lincoln, why don't you start our story, and then we'll go to Kenya, and Kenya, you start with fortunately, okay? So here is our version today of Fortunately, Unfortunately. So Lincoln, you start off the story. Remember, use imagination.
Once upon a time there was a slothicorn, and it was very happy.
Yippee!
Okay.
Fortunately, it just had its favorite food for breakfast, cupcakes and chocolate cake. So it was extra 100% happy.
Unfortunately, when the slothicorn went out to eat its favorite breakfast of rainbow cupcakes and chocolate cake, there stood a giant turtle corn that had just eaten all of the rainbow cupcakes and chocolate cake. And all that was left for the poor slothicorn to eat was Brussels sprouts covered in caramel frosting.
Ew. Fortunately, it tasted quite good, and the slothicorn was very, very happy.
Yippee! Unfortunately, the slothicorn started getting the taste of the rotten, find out, Brussels sprouts.
Yuck!
That were cooked by his slothicorn mother.
So now we found out the Brussels sprouts are rotten.
And it was cooked by a slothicorn mother who thought he needed more nutrition.
Fortunately, though, the good slothicorn mother saw that the Brussels sprouts were rotten and apologized to this little slothicorn, and then went to the kitchen and made a nutritious snack of spinach mixed in with chocolate syrup for her wonderful little slothicorn that she loved so much.
That's us.
Unfortunately, the spinach tasted awful.
Fortunately, the slothicorn was allowed to add as much chocolate as he wanted, and added so much that the spinach taste was drowned out.
Unfortunately, the daddy slothicorn came home and was sad to find out that the baby slothicorn had eaten all of the yummy spinach covered in chocolate, and asked the little slothicorn to please make him a nutritious snack.
Fortunately, the daddy slothicorn said, "It can be any snack, even my least favorite, and I will eat it."
Unfortunately, the slothicorn remembered that it was April Fool's Day and decided to play a little trick on his daddy slothicorn and put spiders with chocolate on top of them instead of spinach.
Fortunately, the daddy sloth-a-corn saw the trick that the baby sloth-a-corn played on him and took the chocolate spiders and dumped them down the sink.
Unfortunately, the spiders crawled out and started to crawl on the daddy sloth corn.
How did that happen if they were covered in chocolate?
I thought they were real.
Fortunately, the daddy sloth-a-corn forgave the baby sloth-a-corn, and they all went on a vacation to Mystical Creatures Land.
But what happened to the spiders? They're still crawling over
No,
there.
they're not. Oh, and the spiders all mysteriously dropped down. And they went on a vacation to Mystical Creatures Land.
Unfortunately, when they got to Mystical Creature Land, they found out that it was closed for the day.
Fortunately, they found a 5-star hotel and it made their day. And the money was free.
Unfortunately, and it just turned out to be a 0-star hotel and not even a hotel at all. It was a junkyard. And they had to pay for it.
Fortunately, at this point, the Sloth-a-corn family decided to drive back home to their comfy home and just be together as a family. The end. Guys, this is just a fun game that we sometimes play. We use it a lot when we have a group together just to use as an icebreaker. And so it's just a fun thing that we sometimes play, right?
Right.
Okay.